Let's talk about how Face ID and Touch ID works. The current situation where Apple's Face ID recognition system reportedly failed at their Apple iPhone 10 event or iPhone 8 event. So why would this happen? Let me go ahead and explain how Face ID and Touch ID works for those who may not know. Now, last night I saw a video on YouTube from Unbox Therapy, and you see that in this video it suggested that Face ID could be impacted by either makeup, sweat, or the way your face changes. Now, Face ID doesn't scan for skin color. It doesn't matter if you're wearing glasses. It doesn't matter if you grow your hair. It doesn't matter if you wear makeup. It doesn't matter if you have lipstick, if you grow a beard. It doesn't really matter. The Face ID will scan your face and will connect the dots according to the registered face. It doesn't look for skin complexion. It doesn't look for glasses. It doesn't look for any of this stuff. You'll see once we have the iPhone in-house. In this channel, what I focus on is iOS software for the most part. So I thought I'd share my 2 cents on this situation. Now, Face ID security and Touch ID security prompts work exactly the same. There's 5 tries. You get 5 tries or Face ID is disabled or Touch ID is disabled. Let me go ahead and roll the clip and show you guys what I'm talking about. So Craig Federighi goes on stage, looks at the device, tries to unlock, swipes up, and it doesn't work. Now, here is the screenshot in question. This is it. Now, the screenshot reads as follows. Enter passcode. Your passcode is required to enable Face ID. Enable is the key word. First off, there's 2 elements to the lock screen to unlocking your iPhone. When you look at it, Face ID will scan your face. You see the lock up at the top will unlock, but it won't take you to the home screen. Now, the reason for that is because when you unlock your iPhone by using Touch ID, you can still see your notifications. Same thing applies with Face ID. Then you can go ahead and press the home button or swipe up on the iPhone's 10 interface, and you'll get to the home screen. So you don't want to just look at your phone and miss all your notifications when you look at it instantly. You want to look at it, it'll unlock, it tells you that it is unlocked, you can still see your notifications, your home screen wallpaper, and then if you want to proceed, you can proceed by pressing on Touch ID, or in this case, Face ID swiping up. But let's go ahead and get into the screenshot in question. So enter your passcode. Your passcode is required to enable Touch ID. In this case, because I'm using an iPhone 7 Plus, well, for Face ID, you get the same message. Instead of Touch ID, you get Face ID. Now, why would you get this message? Well, there's 3 ways you can get this message, and this is basically a timeout screen that prompts you to enter your passcode regardless if the right fingerprint is present or right face is present or not. After 5 attempts or after its lockout timeout feature kicks in, no matter what you do, passcode is required to enable no matter what. So let me show you how this can happen. One of the ways this can happen is if you power off your iPhone and you reboot it, the lock screen will ask us to re-enable Touch ID. We have to enter our passcode. So enter passcode. Touch ID requires your passcode when your iPhone restarts. So no matter if the right fingerprint is here or not, which is my thumb, by the way, you have to enter your passcode to enable it after a reboot. Now, this is not the screenshot we're talking about, so that option is out of the question. That's not what happened at the event. The iPhone was not rebooted. However, there's another option that you will get a timeout or request passcode to enable this, or to enable Touch ID or Face ID, and that is SOS. So SOS is an emergency feature. So if you press the power button 5 times, it will contact emergency service and it will come for you. Now, why would this feature disable Face ID or Touch ID? Well, let's say your situation, you pass out, you have a situation where you're not conscious, and before that happens, you enable the emergency feature SOS by pressing 5 times. When you disable it, you're either passed out or not conscious. So it'll automatically disable Touch ID or Face ID so someone can't scan your face or your finger to get access to your phone while you're not conscious. That times out and disabled Face ID or Touch ID. So no matter how many times I use the right thumb, is not going to allow me to enter, which would happen to Craig Federighi. It timed out. No matter if it scanned his face or not, it will not let him into the iPhone. So that probably didn't happen. So what is the third option? So the third option is scanning the wrong finger or the wrong face. In this case, think of my finger being the face and Touch ID being the 3D camera on the iPhone to scan with Face ID. So if I try once, this is a failed attempt. Try again. So that's not what happened. Try 2, try again. Now those are failed attempts. Now on the third try, you're going to get Touch ID or passcode. It's telling you you're halfway through the process. If you don't get the right one now, we're going to disable the phone. You're going to have to enter the passcode. So 5 strikes and you're out. 3 strikes, you get a warning like this. So let's go back. 4, another failed attempt. It's going to warn you again. And finally 5, we're going to disable this. So your passcode is required to enable Touch ID. Now what happens, this is the option that I think, and this is the way that Apple's iPhone 10 locked itself out. Now, the iPhone 10 was the last presentation. It was most likely blasting many people throughout the conference, and then when Craig Federighi went to unlock it, it told him that to re-enable the Face ID or Touch ID, you would have to enter the passcode. So in this case, no matter how many times he would try with the right fingerprint or right face, you would have to enter that passcode to re-enable. And that is what I think happened at this event most likely. However, we're going to be testing Face ID when we get the iPhone 10 here in-house. Now keep in mind, Face ID can only register one face. Unlike Touch ID where you can register multiple fingers, you can't register multiple faces to unlock. I know I had that question as well. Face ID, only one face. And that is the explanation I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned a little something in the process. It's been iDevice Help, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.